Hello everyone, my name is Dylan Hamilton. Once again, we are back here with our Far Cry 5 level of the Overgrown City that was inspired by The Last of Us and other levels similar to that. This week I've done a little bit of work on the level as I've officially, as of right now at least, finished out the buildings right around here, laying them out just to get it nice and neat and visually pleasing. Or not visually pleasing, but at least make it to where the player won't notice anything off as much. Like, we have some random buildings out here, but that's mainly just to cover up minor details. But off in this distance, just to help cover up this side, I have added in a little highway with some bridges that basically lead to nothing. But this is basically meant just for visual, or just to keep out this side so the player doesn't see like over the edge as much, and this keeps me from having to put in way too many buildings. But as we can see, like, there's not really much going on this side. It's just meant to look good on one side only. But I have added in quite a bit of other buildings and finished up um, basically having all the corners done. So if we were to look around from like the buildings or up top, we wouldn't see much. I also went ahead and added in some feet or some fences around the base rooftops. This is to keep players. Yeah. As of right now, they are gameplay purposes, but I will go in and rearrange the fences and make them look different once I actually get to the set design. As of right now, they're all just uniform, just so that I could test them out. So players won't be able to like jump across or anything. They're basically just set inside of here. You won't be able to jump across here. But once I go through like the actual set design, I will be changing out a little bit of the fences just to actually make them look more like they've been built up and not in like a survivor kind of sense, and not just built to be right here. The word is escaping my mind as of right now, but come in. Went ahead and added an extra angel right here and got rid of one of those civilians over there because I wanted the player to have more of a challenge up here and getting them used to what's to come. But right here, I experimented with some terrain textures and trying to figure out what I wanted in terms of having an overgrown area. So as we can see, there's some asphalt and a mixture of like dirt and grass right here that I tried experimenting with just to see what I want going forward. But I also messed with this area a bit more. Though what we have right here isn't what I plan on having to be finished. This is what I have right here is just to look, or not just look, but to act functional. So if we come out here, players won't be able to go across. It's meant mainly to just keep the player on the straight and narrow path. But once again, it is something that I will be swapping things out with. But as you can see right here, I also made the trench a bit smaller because it was just way too deep. I mean, actually, I think I do need to fix something. see. Try to fix that real quick. Ah. Having the water right here is a little bit hard because it won't let me select anything that's in the water. But basically what I'm doing right now is I want the water to just be a little bit lower, so that I could show off this effect right here. But let's give that a little test while we're at it. A little behind the scenes look. So yeah, the whole purpose of this is just, you know, water pipe has burst and it over time has made the little river going past here. Oop. Not quite. Could probably... Oop. Ah, working with controller can also be a pain because that can happen. There we go. That should do it. So going back into the editor, let's test this out. Giving it a second.
Bounty hunt.
There we go. Sweet. Over here, we still have the good old shovel launcher. But yeah, I went ahead and started adding some props in around here with some vegetation. I experimented some with like what grass I wanted and overall textures. We can see in here there's a bit more grass lying around. This next part is something I worked a bit more on, is the walls and other stuff. This area. So I went ahead and added this fence right here, this little thing. That way it keeps players from wanting to jump off and all that. In order, if they wanted to jump off, they had to crouch. But simultaneously, it is close enough to this climbable ledge that players are easily able to like climb up, and they're automatically through. They could just go in and take on the base. There are a couple other design stuff, as we can see. There's some questionable choices right here. This was put up here to prevent players from being able to like climb up on the vent and being able to like just hop over the walls and fences. And this was accidental. There we go. But over here I've added a bit more stuff. Like I've added invisible walls because as of right now I don't have a particular plan on how I want these to be covered. So right now it is I put invisible walls there to keep players from just jumping out over here. I will put some stuff lining in between, but I've also made it to where it's a kill zone down here. This is for in case a player catches a ledge. Like up here, there's a little ledge going on. If they catch that ledge and jump down there, for one, it's a completely closed off area. You can see there's really nothing going on here. So when they jump down there, it is meant to just immediately kill them. But coming up here, the only areas that are open for both sides were the places where the zip lines are going through. But come down here, Haven't really worked much with this besides putting it down some extra set design right around here just for later use so I can like spread it out and make it look better around here. But as I've mentioned, I've gotten rid of one of the civilians. That way I could add in the one of the blights or the angels over here. So traded that off. Over here I've added a bit more to my collection of what I want to add in later. I've added in some signs that I'll be using. I plan on using, where is it? One of these signs right here to help point the player in the right directions. So, in over here, nope, a little bit too far. I will be having one of the signs be placed like right here and have it point that way. Just as a subtle reminder to tell the player of where to go. Not like, directly. I might, as a, just a little less subtle, but subtle enough, I might use the detour and just like turn it around and make it look like it's a part of the rubble and was just tossed on there. So it'll be like more upside down and the arrow will be pointing to the left or the right. But I have gotten started. I'm putting in some vegetation on the buildings, just like give off a little bit, or to remind what this is about. Like over here, we have some vines creeping through, and everything's just like dilapidated and all that. I went ahead and even added in some more. Where is it? Added in some more props. I think a handful of these are it. But overall, I'm just laying out what I want to use later on. But yeah, as I've mentioned previously and completely lost track, I made sure that a lot of the bases, like or the buildings around, were covering like any site of the ledge of like the world map. So when you look around, you're not going to notice as much things that are out of place or anything, or like see over the edge of the map. So it gives the whole illusion that it's a full-on city. Yeah. But as of right now, that is what I have worked on so far. I do plan on doing more, and stay tuned for the next update. Thank you for watching.